Well, first of all, before I start rolling the tape here, I apologize for any bad stuff that I may have caused between you and me. Your fans certainly went to your rescue.
Yeah. Listen, I don't know how come that post appeared from you. I never received any contact with you before since I think I saw you in Rhode Island in 1990. So when I read that, and I don't go on all the time on Facebook. When I usually go on a Friday or a Saturday, and there it was there. It just really kind of took me aback because it's completely the opposite of the way that I am as a person and the way that I treat my fans. So it was hurtful, but you explained yourself. You apologized. You were very fair about it, and you've got a hit squad in Providence to protect you anyway.
And it's not as big as the hit squad that you have online with over 4,600
well,
fans.
They call themselves the CH Army, and they don't like when anyone talks disparagingly about me.
So what have you been up to?
Oh, man. Where do we start?
Let's start with the music industry. Let's start with, you have this huge hit, Sunglasses, and it goes, It Ain't Enough, and Never Surrender becomes, bigger than anything. And I don't know if it was the industry that took a turn and you didn't turn with it, or what happened when Cory Hart was no longer on the top 40 charts? Well, I mean, I started recording my first record when I was, just out of my teens. Signed my first recording contract when I was very young. And like you mentioned, the first single was a huge success. The follow-up album was more successful. I scored 9 consecutive top 40 hits in the 80s. Not all of them went top 10. Some should have gone top 10. As an artist and as a songwriter, that's how I feel. But you can't control the music business because the music business is a strange beast. Yeah. And there is no way you can possibly control it or figure it out. You just got to do what you do and hope for things to go well and work hard at it. And at a certain point, I decided that I was going to switch record companies, which is what I did, and I signed a new recording contract in the mid-'90s with Sony. It was a very good recording contract. I was very excited about it. But at that same time in my life, I started children production, and that's when the two worlds collided a little bit because I realized that, wanting to spend all the time with my children was in direct conflict with what my requirements were as a recording artist and as a touring performer. So I think I just pulled myself completely out of it for about 10 years. And, it's my opinion that good songs will always find their way to people. It doesn't matter. I mean, it's the business, the record business propels it a lot quicker and a lot faster, especially nowadays, to the audience. But a good song, if people are fans of Cory Hart, and Cory Hart is not on the charts anymore, the good songs that Cory is still making will find a way to his fans and be shared with the world. So you can't hold a good song back.
That's a hope, and that's something that can give me some comfort that my fans are able to access some of my material or my new songs. But really, if in the last year is the only opportunity that they had, because literally I didn't even have a website. I had nothing. I completely disappeared in the sense that I was not active at all as a recording artist, and even as an artist that was, with the social mediums of Facebook and Twitter and websites, just general websites. But sometimes good songs, in a perfect world, there is no such thing as a perfect world, and sometimes good songs don't have that chance and don't have the opportunity to be heard. It's a shame, but that's life isn't perfect, and especially the music business is not perfect. I mean, I can't sit back and complain and after selling 15 million records and being realizing my dreams as a kid, I can't sit back and bitch about not having more hits or what could have been and should have been. I just have to take what I was given and be grateful for it, and that is the way that I am. I have regrets, but I don't look back.
When you see the way the social media, the internet, websites, and all that stuff exists now, had it existed back then, would it have driven you crazy a little bit, or would you have embraced it?
I think it's fantastic. And the reason it's fantastic is because that it's unfiltered, and there's unfettered communication between artist and fan. Of course, at the height of my popularity in the 80s, I was receiving around 15 to 20,000 letters a week, and given on my birthday or Christmas, probably 40,000 a week. There's no possible way that I would be able to respond. I couldn't then, and I certainly couldn't, had that, or if this is the case today, with social media, and be able to reach people personally like I am able to do right now. And I can't even now. There's about 2,000 emails I get a week, and I can't possibly answer them. And it's going to, probably just increase because people word of mouth and know that I have a Facebook page now and I have a website, and sort of my name gets brought back a little bit. But yes, I would have embraced it. I think it's wonderful. But I think there's also a time where you need to pull back and have your own private life. You can't be posting every 20 minutes, what you're doing. I think that's like the Ashton Kutcher version of Twitter, and all that is just a little extreme for me.
There are a lot of celebrities, well-known artists and actors and such that have their publicity companies or a friend of theirs run their Facebook pages and run their websites and all that kind of stuff. And I learned the hard way because when I had visited your Facebook page a few times, I don't think the timing was right, but the pages that I saw looked to me as if it was just a publicity page and that somebody else was running it for you. And I learned the hard way that wasn't true. that you
and you were truth be told, Tony, you were a stand-up man, and you took it on the chin, and you said I was wrong, and I apologize, and you didn't duck it, and it was a little harsh what you wrote without having given me the benefit of the doubt. But any post you ever saw on my Facebook page, any post that has my picture that says Cory Hart, was written by my hand, nobody else. I sat there and wrote it, or I'm in the car at a red light and I'm texting quickly, and obviously I can't do it every day, and I don't do it every day. What I have set up on the Facebook page is to go once a week or once every 2 weeks, and we call it rapid fire, and I'm on for about 45 minutes, and I just take as many questions as I can within that period. We get about 500 questions or more, and I try and answer as many as I can. A little frenetic and insane, but it's fun, and I get a real, true sense of what my music has meant to so many people, and that is priceless.
There's a post from Matula Frangolius. She says there's a line
She's
from...
my BC girl.
She said there's a line from Truth will set you free. Let water find its own level. She says, I think this is a key lyric from the song. Not sure if Cory will tell us, but I would like to know in his own words what it means to him. Let water find its own level.
Well, it's a very good question. She's a very observant and very wonderful fan that I've got to know in the past year. She's been a fan of mine since she was 11 or 12. I didn't know of her name until about 6 months ago, and she knows probably my lyrics better than I do, which is wonderful for a songwriter to be able to say that. It's interesting because that song, the lyric from that song is the lyric that she quotes, let water find its own level, is from a song called Truth Will Set You Free. And interestingly enough, this year, without anticipating this or expecting this to happen, I received an email through the website from a DJ who wanted to remake this song, and he asked me if I would lend my original master vocals so he could, sample them. Yeah, so this DJ, indie artist, that sent me his story, and like I often get requests for Sunglasses at Night and Everything in My Heart or Never Surrender, more of the popular hits that I've had. But this song is an obscure song on my fourth album, obscure in the sense that it wasn't a single. It wasn't even a single in Canada. And I was intrigued by it because that song I always wanted to have been given the chance to be a single, and was never given the opportunity to. So when he approached me with this idea, it was a one in a million that I would even see the email. But I did, and it went through my office, and I did see it, and I did listen to what he wanted to do with it, and I took this project under my wing. And now we're almost at the stage, we're just finishing up the mix tonight, and this song is a song that I would like to have released in the United States as well as in Canada in the next 6 months. So strangely enough, you may get another Cory Hart song back out there.
Oh, nice.
And Water finds its own level. If I say and explain now, it will take a little bit away off of the song is really powerful. And there's a message in that song that I wrote in 1988. It was on my Young Man Running album. It was a song, like I mentioned before, that was very special to me. But I veiled the message in the lyrics a little bit because I was insecure about talking about this subject. I wasn't sure that I could talk about this. And now that I'm a full-grown man, not just a kid anymore, I have enough conviction and confidence and know that message in that song should be sent out there. And hopefully it'll bring me back on the airwaves. I'm not in pursuit of it, but it just happened this way. Mm-hmm. So we'll see what happens next.
Gina T-shirt girl Lesage. She says, talk to him about his 2013 CBS special and what he's looking forward to most at this event.
Okay. Well, it would be a CBC because it would be in Canada, and it's something I'm looking forward to a lot. It commemorates my 30 years. Sunglasses Night was first released November 1983, so 2013 makes 30 years. It's an offer that I got from the CBC to do something special to commemorate my career, and I'm planning to have the night of my life.
That's wonderful. Also, another, couple of landmark years coming up for you, especially this year in May.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. The 49ers are done. The 49ers are done. I've got a couple more months where I can still say I'm in my 40s. But the truth is, I don't know how you feel, Tony. I don't know how old you are. You're probably a couple years younger than me.
No.
But you're not?
I'm a couple years older than you.
Really?
I was born
you look better than me. So I'm talking to an older man. So yeah, I feel young right now.
There you go. How did you keep so grounded with all that was going on in the 80s and 90s? And you seem to have come out of the other end of it unscathed. You have a beautiful family, your wife Julie, who is also in the entertainment business, correct?
She was until I ruined her career. She was following in the footsteps of Celine because they're both from Montreal, and Julie was a very successful Quebec singer like Celine was before she started her English career. And they were planning on having Julie, who's very young when I met her. She's 23, and she was going to, do her first English record. And her manager had the brilliant notion of hooking Cory Hart up with her to write a few songs for her English record. And a month later, we were madly in love, and our lives have never been the same since, nor hers. Her manager obviously made a big mistake. He was right about the chemistry between us, but I don't think this is what he bargained for. Here we are, 17 or 18 years later with four wonderful kids and very devoted and parents and completely in love.
I saw an interview that you had done with the kids by a pool.
Yes. Was I drowning?
No. You were. I think you were answering their questions. I think maybe one of your daughters. You have 3 girls and a boy, right?
Yes, I do.
I think one of your girls was interviewing you or pretending to be an interviewer.
Well, they were taking questions from the fans, from Facebook.
Okay.
And I said that my daughters were going to do an interview with me, and the best way for them to get questions was from the fans. So, and I didn't, edit them. I let the 2 girls, Dante and River, choose which questions they wanted to ask. And that was by the pool?
I think
it was by the pool. You said, right?
Yeah, I think it was by the pool.
Because we did 2 of those in the last year, and but now they're getting a little bit too risque. My daughters are asking questions that are embarrassing Dad. Or what female fans sent me in the middle of the night, and if any fans ever grabbed inappropriate places, and how am I supposed to answer my daughters these questions?
Yeah.
But you made a comment about, and I want to just maybe come back to that because I didn't answer. You had said, "How did I, remain grounded?" Mm-hmm. And the reason I think that I did was because I never believed the rock star mythology. I never, ever for a moment believed it. It's intoxicating, and when you walk out on stage and there's 15,000 screaming fans that are idolizing you and making you feel like you're God for that 2 hours, it's the greatest feeling in the world. But I knew, and I knew then, and I know, and I've always known it, that it's mythology. It's not really you're not really that person. You're just that person for that 2 hours, but you can't be that person 24 hours because that person doesn't exist. You know, it's fiction. And it's entertainment. It's not that I wasn't sincere when I was on stage. I was sincere, and their response is sincere, but I never bought into it, and I never bought into feeling that I was any better than a guy that, works in a bank or that, fixes broken cars or does whatever he does, plants tomatoes. You know, it doesn't make me any better. It may make me richer because I got lucky with a profession that pays you better, but it doesn't make me a better person.
And it's probably the hardest thing in the world to get your fans to understand that, because they are just so enamored with you that you could be having dinner with your family and they'll come over and hello, picture, autograph, whatever, or whatever you're doing as a quote unquote normal person.
Yes.
They just don't understand that you need that normalcy to exist for you. You know, if you lived in that on stage in front of 15,000 screaming girls who will do whatever they could do to be up on stage or to sit down and have a drink with you, you'd be insane and you'd be dead.
Yeah, but a lot of times I was afraid, and I literally, never saw the front of a hotel. And I would always be ushered into the back, and I would go in, tinted vans, and I never would feel comfortable walking through malls because people, and especially in Canada, where I was elevated to real superstar status there, that there were some moments where I really did fear for my safety. But the point is that was a period, and that period passes through. And then if you're still believing in that, and you're believing that, you can never tell a fan that you don't want to sign an autograph. How can you do that? Without your fans, you're nothing. Mm-hmm. You can't. I mean, there's a lot of times I sign autographs where I was bleary-eyed and jet-lagged and tired, and they see me at an airport and they want an autograph, and I never said no, and I would never say no, because that's just part of the job, and you can't separate it. Of course, when you're alone with your family and you're having dinner and you want to be comfortable and quiet and just, be on your own, you just respectfully tell them that, and most people are cool about it. Mm-hmm. Truthfully, they are.
It probably exists in every other profession. I mean, if you have a doctor at your house for a party, somebody is bound to ask him, hey, does this look all right? Does this look infected? So it's like, when you see a celebrity, it's like, hey, go say hello, go see if he'll take a picture with you, get his autograph.
Well, I was at talking about celebrities. There's echelons of celebrities. I ran into in the early '90s, Liza Minnelli, and we were at the same function, and it was PETA. It's for the cruelty ethical treatment of animals, and it was a function where there were a lot of celebrities there. Katie Lang was there, and River Phoenix, who is no longer with us, and Liza Minnelli. And she came over to me and she started talking to me. And I was stunned that she even knew who I was, and let alone that she, sat on my lap and was just really very flirtatious and charming. And I was like, wow, Cory, you really did make your mark. Because if Liza Minnelli likes you and knows who you are and starts singing your song, you're okay.
Do you remember being in Rhode Island for the Bristol 4th of July parade?
I do remember. I mean, I can't remember the specifics of the parade, but I was back actually in Providence in '99 because I was special guest with Celine on tour, and we played the arena there, and I had a great show with her. So when I met you, whether it was the late '80s or early '90s, you were working at Pro FM, and then you left.
When Sunglasses came out, did you think it was going to be a big hit?
When Sunglasses at Night came out, it wasn't instantaneous that every radio station in America, in fact, in Canada, it wasn't even a hit. It peaked in the 30s, and quite frankly, it was me that was pushing and saying, no, this song needs to come out in America, and thankfully, someone at EMI America in Los Angeles came to see me play live, and she said, this guy's a star. We should sign him, and they put the record out. And then I went out on the road and met a lot of radio and got on a few tours that helped spread the word. But it was slow going, and there's a couple of radio stations that just took the leap of faith and said this song is a hit, and this is a great singer-songwriter, and I don't know in today's time if radio would be free enough to do that. You would know better than I.
Sunglasses to me was a great record. It Ain't Enough was a great song.
Thank you. Thank you. If you look on my website, CoryHart.com, I do something called Inside the Music, and I've done it on 5 songs, and I did it on that song. And what it is basically is I explain in detail the origins and how I wrote the song and everything behind the song and where it came from and what inspired it. And that song is a real special song to me because I wrote it when I was 19 years old. And I didn't have a record deal, and I was in Long Island, New York, and I was just trying to make it, and all the record companies kept passing on me. Everyone really thinks the song is a love song because the lyrics are portrayed that way, but the truth of the matter is, what I was saying was, it ain't enough to the record labels. Nothing's enough for you. It ain't enough for you because they weren't signing me.
That's great.
But I mean, I'm not doing myself any justice by that little sound bite. But if you read the actual Inside the Music, it's a little more eloquent than I just expressed it now. But it's 9 o'clock almost here in Spain, and the troops are waiting for dinner. And,
all right.
And Dad's holed up in a room.
All right. In Your Soul is my all-time favorite Cory Hart song.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
There's so much that you say in that song that I just appreciate. Well, I'm glad we got a chance to talk.
Tony Bristol, let me tell you something. By you saying that, by you highlighting that song, In Your Soul, which peaked in the mid-30s in the United States, and does that mean that it wasn't a top 10 song or it shouldn't have been? To me, it's one of the best songs I've ever written. And because it didn't go to number 1 does not denigrate or take anything away from that song. But all my fans are going to love you because you said that you loved it in your soul. So you've just redeemed yourself beyond the beyond.
You know,
you're a star now.
When I feel down or I feel beat up, I put on It's in Your Soul, and I'll play it in here between the records that I'm playing on the radio. I'll play the video on YouTube.
Play it on the radio,
like
man.
Well, yeah.
Play it on the radio. It's not so far off the beaten path.
I
you
know.
Can play that on the radio. Have you ever seen the video?
Yeah, of course.
I'm way up there on the top of the cliff.
I see
it in Arizona. Amazing.
You and a green screen.
I appreciate the chat, and I appreciate you're a gentleman, and thank you for giving me the opportunity to talk with you and for us to make amends and stuff. And I'll remember that Tony Bristol likes In Your Soul, and I'm going to send you a little surprise.
All right.
That you'll get in the next couple of weeks. It won't be a horse or anything in your bed, so don't worry.
Okay. All right. Thanks, Cory.
Okay.
Stay well. Nice talking to you.
Peace. God bless.
Take
Bye-bye.
care. Peace.